Well, you know, this process, which has begun seriously in the recent months, has already gathered some momentum. It's a long journey. Let's not kid about it. It's a long journey. It'll take time. But the important point is it is likely to gain traction. It is likely to gain traction because the thing which has been done to Russia, weaponization of sanctions, is a very bad thing. Most countries do not agree with this. The United States has apparently sanctioned something like 1/3 of the world, you know, in terms of countries. 1/3 of the world is under American sanctions, apparently. I was reading somewhere. So whenever it is displeased with some aspect of the policy of a country, it immediately imposes sanctions. That's what it does. So that is something we have learned to live as a fact of life of the United States' belligerent foreign policy. Most countries do not respect this. They wish that these sanctions should have United Nations' mandate. And without United Nations mandate, they are invalid. But they are forced to comply because of the threat that there will be collateral sanctions if the other countries also do not fall in line. Isn't this what has been happening? But all that is history. Now what has happened is the United States has not only imposed sanctions on Russia, it has actually seized the Russian assets abroad, Russian foreign exchange reserves. Now this is a qualitatively different situation. This is, in terms of a common idiom, one can only say this is highway robbery. You know, the money is parked in American banks, so they just take it away. So which means it's a law of the jungle. You know, they decide what they will do, and what they decide and do is the law. So, you know, a number of countries will feel worried because tomorrow, if some country does not fall in line on climate change, as per the American wishes, for example, there could be sanctions. Its foreign exchange reserves in America could be seized unilaterally by the United States. So, you know, a thinking is developing, therefore, among a large number of countries. These are not adversaries of the United States. These are countries which are friendly towards the United States, which want to have a relationship with the United States. But first and foremost comes their own self-interest. And their self-interest dictates that it's risky to put money in American banks in dollars. So they will have to trade in local currencies. They will have to look for some other way of conducting their international transactions. It's pure logical. This is not an anti-American move. It's logical. And actually the irony is President Putin had warned that precisely this was going to happen when the sanctions were imposed on Russia, that he appealed in fact to the United States to think very clearly whether it is going to be in American interest to do this, because this will lead to de-dollarization. And that's what we are seeing now.